Hello everyone, in this video I am going to talk about API development in Python. So first of all, let us understand what do you mean by an API. API is basically a set of rule and protocol that helps the software application to communicate with each other. Now let us decode it in simple word. So here you can see the user is interacting with a browser by sending an request. Now this browser, what it will do, it will process the request and forward it to an API, which is called as Application Programming Interface. Now that API will be acting as a mediator and sending your request to the server. Now the server process your request and retrieves the data that you need, and it send response back to the API. Now here again the API will receive the server response and send back to the browser, and after that browser will show you the process response to the end user, which is, let us say, you. So this is how an whole architecture will work. There is a client, which is our user, and there is a server. So this whole thing is called as client server model. Now in Python there are various ways through which you can create an API. So first way, with the help of Flask library. Second, with the help of Django library. Third, with the help of Fast API library. So what we are going to do in this upcoming video, we are going to create libraries. Basically we are going to create APIs in all these three libraries. So let us see you there. Now let us see how to create a simple Flask API. So first of all, I am going to open my Sublime text editor, and here I am going to create a file named as app.py. This file is created in my Udemy folder. The first thing that we need to do is to import our required libraries. So I am writing from Flask import Flask. Then I am going to import request. Next, what I am going to do, I am going to initialize my Flask application. So I am writing here app equal to Flask. Then I am specifying my name. After that, I am going to specify my route. Route is basically the address of that URL. So this thing you can done with the help of app.route function. It is like, suppose that your application is running on 5000 port. So it is like localhost colon 5000 slash. So when you type that on Google, it will display you this message, which is running my app locally. So let me create it in home function. Return running my app locally. Once this thing is done, now you will call your main function. Now this thing is done, you will call your main function. So if main function. Now let me run this my application. So this is how you create a simple Flask API. Now let me run this out. I will go to the folder where my code is located, which is app.py. Open CMD here. The first thing that I will do, I will install my Flask library. Then let me clear my screen and let me run my application. So Python app.py. So here we can see this is my port. Now here we can see on 5000 port it is running this thing, running my app locally. So this is how you can create a simple Flask API.